Caution. Sentient presence.
Din husman, samala kungjorda, vid din husman, här inne till mitt andra, vid alla minimum nu, till mitt andra man, till our, ni alla kungjord, mojran till kunden, jag bytkokslig, ljusukban till kundur, marfridig, horunsta, här inne, dag mojran, da.
Not now. I've almost cracked the distributed cognition. Whoa! Where did you come from? No, wait. Who the hell are you? And how did you find us? This is supposed to be a secret hideout. I knew I should have gotten those turrets online long ago. Then you'd be a red smear on the floor. Never rely on secrecy alone. And again, I'm obviously still alive, so what do you want? Why are you here? Poon sent you. Yeah, I know that faithless cred stacker all too well. What does he need? Yeah, without those hammers, you're in deep trouble. I got 2 Nestkin in 13. Poon must know that, the bastard. All right, I'll help. But this is not for Poon. What do you need? Yeah, I'm already logged on to the surveillance server. Let's have a look-see. Seems a whole bunch of invalid tags passed a scan gate at the Cosmodrome a few sub-cycles ago. The biometrics match your habbers, but so I can't say where your habbers are now. If Obi took them, you're gonna have to ask them why yourself. They've requisitioned an old Hydracat branch office up by the node, way above where we're at now, like whole other tier. Anything else? I won't bore you with the quiche reproduction process, okay? Nestkin are like sapien DNA relatives. Sort of. Well, I've gathered some premium net jockeys here for a little project. We were supposed to be hidden here. I wonder how Poon got his intel. Call me NOGHEAD. My real name doesn't translate well. I know everybody treats OV like the big, scary boogeyman, but they're just doing business like everyone else. They could be talked to, just don't threaten them. Look, you'll probably need my help again before this is over. I passed your imp into my comms. Ping if you need me. And just to be clear, I'm doing this for Cluster 13, and Poon will owe me when we're done. Oh, and I bumped up your permissions with the arcology reg, so you can access the node. Moving up in the world.
Amazing! Well done. Now we just need to wait for the bacteria to grow. I will inform you when the time comes to harvest the experiment. Exciting!
This is the feed, with yours truly, grateful at it. The wildly popular quiche rhapsodizer, True Talk, is embarking today on Here Intercom Tour, visiting 20 systems in 20 cycles, relative. Here entourage of nearly 2,000 frenzied groupies of all species has been given a ship of their own, aptly named the Fornicatori. It will surely be the party of the century on board, which, incidentally, is how long the tour will last in real time.
What can I get you? What's this piece of junk? Wait, my dad gave this to you? Wait, what's the engraving say? Iris. He named it after me? Fuck. All right, I'll take it. And I guess you'll want a finder's fee. This is what I can spare. Or I can trade you for this holdout piece. Never used it. Now please go. I need a break.
Order something, will you? So you have a bounty to collect. Good freak. Good to see that fuckhead gone. Here's a nice sum of Eucreds for you to celebrate with. You've wasted a badass customer in sore need of wasting. I imagine he put up quite a fight. You sure earned this bounty.
Plenty of things that look to kill you lurking around. Plenty, yeah. I've been trying to warn everyone, but nobody listens to old Trummer. Corp sec gone, and the auto defense is offline. It's only a matter of time before the ferals come calling. Watch your back, is all. It's a bloody bot fest is what it is. The AGI's no longer around to keep watch over the local data net. Everyone and their cousins hacking into the bots, causing all sorts of mischief and mayhem. I never liked those things. Way too many complex circuits interacting with substandard coding for my taste. It was quite simple, really. The Liquid Quicks used to be the big baddies round here, led by a guy named Trenning. He and Poon are cozy from what I hear. I bet Poon's pockets are getting lined, but can I prove it? Of course not. Quicks were never friendly with the Turbo Vipers. Now with CorpSec gone, the Vipers suddenly decided to grab some territory. It's an all-out turf war out there, and I'm happy staying right here. Don't be fooled by their brush suits and posh manners. The Rojan'll just as soon kill you as look at you. There really ain't much separating them from the Quicks and the Vipers. Except maybe they got more creds to their names. And some fancy rules governing how they fuck the indents over. Bloody backstabbers and stibbed up flatliners, a lot of them. Stay away from the corporate grab teams, friend. Those are as professional as they come. Trained killers. Only the largest multi-corps can afford to keep them on a retainer. They use AGIs to grab property, needed for imprinting the property SI or some such. I make it a point not to fuck with anyone who has direct access to an AGI. Spooky things, if you ask me. Not natural. Yeah, I know things. I get around, but I'm gonna stay as far away from any CGT as I can. I'd rather mess with a nest of starved ferals. I know the deep stink like the back of my paw. Which corpse you wondering about? Well, you got the gangs, you got the Rojin, and then you got Onyx Void. That little outfit spans all of Velis, and all the commons too from what I hear. Probably the rest of the known galaxy. Don't fuck with them, and they won't fuck with you. Unless they got a contract for you or some such. And then you're fucked anyway. Better just hope they flatline you on the spot. I hear they like to use their targets for sport now and then. Indents, who try to justify their bollocks existence by worshipping the corporation that owns them. Sort of tragic, if you ask me. Then again, I never was one for clubs and groups and teams. More of a loner, me. There's a new influencer leading them, enthusiastic type. Not sure what they hope to accomplish now that the Ascent group's gone kaput. But to each their own, I guess. They're as corrupt as anyone, but at least they kept things somewhat under control around here. Can't say as I blame them for leaving their posts. I would too if I didn't get paid. CorpSec disintegrating, things are gonna get a lot worse around here before they get better. I know the deep stink like the back of my paw. Old Trummer been around? Yeah, there were a lot of shutdowns when the AGI went blank. Security doors and whatnot closing all over the place. It's an automated CorpSec measure. Divide and control, right? Except there's no one left in charge to divide and control nothing. Passages are starting to open up. The gangs are pulping and flatlining one another to see who's got the biggest knob. And they're making a feral casserole of the security systems while they're at it. Dimtown set up their own security to cope. Now it's invites only. They're probably going to stay that way for a while. There's many tales about that flooding as there are indents in the Warrens. Why haven't they drained that little puddle, you ask? And you wouldn't be the first. There's been plenty of attempts to clear Black Lake, but they've all been derailed in different ways. Sudden budget changes, sudden deaths, so on. Almost as if someone doesn't want the water gone from that place. Hab stacks are built in clusters, see? Each cluster's run by a stack boss. Supposed to be the one making sure services are running, and the Habs are, well, habitable. Indents don't get much of a say in what stacks we live in. It's assigned on a needs basis, based on some SI algo. The stack bosses decide in the end, so everybody kisses stack boss arse. Anything to get a few floors up, or get a functional rinser or whatever. Boone runs cluster 13. He's a tight-fisted balloon wrinkle. Corrupt to the bone. But I have to admit, he does look after us. If only so he can fuck us over himself. place for organics like you and me. Some call it the beating heart of the arcology, but there's nothing alive about that place. Just endless amounts of hydrogen-cooled bits and bytes. But D-Nexus is also where the bots and monos go to recharge. Unless you're made of silicon, there's nothing for you there, mate. Best stay away. Well, you got the deep stink at the bottom. You're well versed in that sector. Then you got us low-habbers scraping by in the warrens on the lower levels. With the commercial zones, nodes and docks and stuff above us. At the very top, you got the glitzy pinnacle. Need more U-creds than we'd ever make in a lifetime, just to get a glimpse of what it's like up there. The Ascent group board sits up there too. A foreign wankers. They got us into this mess. Plenty of things that look to kill you lurking around. You're looking for a bit of fun? Well, the gamblers try their luck at the Speed Crust racetrack or the Golden Satori Casino. I get my fix in the cyberscape. Leveling up a new avatar as we speak. Gonna be a drone hunter. Then there's stims. Whatever works for you. Just don't touch anything made for jack-o'-lanterns. Unless you want to fuse every neuron in your brain into a solid block of stupid. I've got to say, mate, you don't look much like the gambling type. Or a stim fiend either, for that matter. Well, that's where we all get our news. If you can call it that, the corporate propaganda they pump out. Always liked Abbott. Seems like a nice bloke. And I appreciate how he always puts a happy spin on things. Life as an indent's bollocks enough as it is. There's no need to make it worse by waddling in someone else's troubles. I hear Abbott's based right here in our ecology. It doesn't half seem to favour news from around here. Lots of people around who pissed someone off at one point or another, and I got a bounty for it. If you take one out, you can collect from the bartenders. If you bring proof, of course. Bounties are ranked. But the higher the rank, the better the pay. The bigger the chance you'll end up a bloody smear on the wall. I used to collect the occasional back in the day, but I gave up on that long ago. Any licensed grafter can install your hoax. The good ones might even offer to sedate you before they bring out the knives and lasers. You got what it takes, they can even upgrade your existing systems. Fine-tune them in different ways. I make a point of seeing them regularly. It doesn't do to have outdated hoax when you rely on them for work. I know the deep stink like the back of my paw. Some interesting individuals in this here Arcog. Send her to the bone, that one. I see her at the Ascender branch offices every once in a while, talking the usual bollocks about the greatness of the Ascent group. Don't contradict her, though. Don't want to end up on her shit list. Rumor has it she flatlined her own mate after discovering traces of a Malhorse Gelb skin salve in her rinser. Thought it an insult against the Ascent group. She's not the alpha feral of the bunch, though. The Ascender's got a new top influencer leading them. No name yet. And by all rights, they should have disbanded. But it's almost as if the Ascent group collapse only made them stronger. Look, I know you and Poon have got some sort of ongoing agreement, so I'd better keep me trap short. I blabber too much anyway. Enough to say that I'd skin that scurvy jackal and use his prickly eye to wipe me arse with if I could get away with it. Yeah, we go out for a drink every now and then. Brush up on our mutual hatred. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer and all that. I know the deep stink like the back of my paw.
Caution. Beware of augmentation.
My, most impressive. Looks like you really took those people apart. I mean, looks like you really did your duty for science. I can't tell you, my boy, how thrilled I am with these results. Really and truly. I dare say we have enough here to put the feelers out. See which corps want to play ball with us.
Hey, what did you find out? Huh. This pad says the bodies were owned by a bio-choice farmer. How the fuck can they own a corpse? And what the hell is a vidium? Also says corpses were to be delivered to the bio-choice farmer facility. That's over in Knit Road. You're gonna have to check it out. What the hell do those ghoulish fucks want with corpses? Go have a look, will you? No corpse, no pay.
Don't wanna fight! How did you get in?
Ascent work. So the fuckers recycled Andina? Find a holophone and call me.
Better to talk over a secure line. But their place is bristling with scanners and bugs and shit. So what the fuck is a video 348? They sucked it out of her like she's some sort of fermented sauce keg. How did she get it in the first place? I bet it's connected to that fucking soda they make. Andina couldn't stop drinking that crap. But where did they get the video from in the first place? I want answers. Hook me up through your app so I can check their server data for myself. I want it unfiltered. And give me some of video too.
Bust this fucking scam wide open.